Hi, I'm Sean. Welcome to Secret Picture Factory. This is the 10-minute Warhol tutorial. Here we go. First thing we want to do is we want to crop the image, so hit C for crop. 8 by 10, 8 inches here, 10 inches here at 300 dpi or pixels per inch. Select her face. Hit return. We want to isolate the background now. We're going to use the pen tool to do that. P on your keyboard for pen. Click and select around her head. Complete the selection. We want to turn that into an actual selection. So we go into paths. It should be your work path should be right here. Command click. It should select that. Go back to your background layer. We want to invert that selection. In your foreground and background color, change your background color to white if it's not already. Command delete. Make sure background white. Double click on this layer. Let's call that halftone. OK to that, create a new layer, call this one background or BG. OK, we want to fill this with red. Click on your background color here, turn it red, command delete there. That creates your background red. We want to invert the selection so the face is selected again, the head is selected again. Command Shift I. I'm going to create a new layer, label this one head. And we want to fill this with a skin tone. And this will be, this can be whatever you want it to be, depending on your image. So we're going to just go with sort of a pinkish tone for this picture. Okay, that should work. And we want to command delete and fill that. We then want to change the transfer mode from normal to multiply. You should then be able to see the background through there. Turn your head and your background off. Select your halftone. We want to desaturate it. Command Shift U desaturates. We now want to crush the image. Command L for levels. And this will change depending on your image. We want to crush the blacks and the whites, push them towards the middle. So we can create a contrasty image. Select OK. Turn your background and your head back on. Select the head image. Now we want to isolate the hair and various other features. So I'm going to do that with the lasso tool. So I'm going to hit L, and then I'm just going to do a rough selection here of the hair. Okay, I'm going to do a loose, sloppy selection around here until we get back to our starting point. And I'm going to subtract the background from this. So I'm going to hold down Command Option, and I'm going to click on the background. And then it should just select this. Up here, it doesn't really matter. So now we want to change the color of that. So go to your background. We're going to go with this color, in this particular case, brown, but again, or yellow. And this can be whatever you want it to be for your picture. And then we're going to do Command Delete, and it'll change her hair color. We'll deselect that. Command D for deselect. Now we want to make the eyes white. So we're going to do that again with the lasso tool. L for lasso. Command Option if you want to have a little more control over the lasso tool. Just click and select around the area. While that's selected, hold down Shift, click, hold down the click. Option Command while everything's selected. A little tricky, but you'll get the hang of it after you do it a couple times. We're selecting that one. Now both are selected. Want to make the background white. Click here. Command Delete. That's now white. Going to move on. We're going to do the irises now. Same process. Kind of a sloppy selection. That's okay. Okay. Her eyes are actually brown. We'll make them blue just for fun. So we'll select a blue in the background color. OK. Command delete for blue eyes. There you go. Now we want to do the mouth. Okay, and we want to select the background again. Let's go with kind of let's go with actually more of a red color like that, and we'll make it kind of a dark. And then command delete for that. Now we want to select the teeth. We'll just do the gum area too. We want to make the background white again. Click OK. And command delete, turn that white. And let's do the earrings real quick, just to change them up a little bit. Just doing a freehand selection that way. Okay, and let's make those blue also. We'll match our eyes. Command delete, and now they're blue. Deselect. Okay, now create a new folder. Label this folder 1. Click OK. Select the head. Now hold down the Shift key and select all 3. Move them into the first folder there, like that. Okay. Now you want to make sure, click on this to make sure your background's white. Go up to Image, Canvas Size. Change this to %. We want to change this to 200% on both dimensions, width and height. And we want to make the anchor point upper left. Click OK. Okay. And now select your cursor tool, which is V on your keyboard. Hold down Option, Command, and then this should turn into those 2 little arrows. That should duplicate that. Okay. New layer, new folder layer. Let's change that to 2 so we know where we're at. Now we want to select the background. We want to hue shift the background to yellow. So that's about 56, 57, 58, somewhere in that neighborhood. And the same thing with the head layer. Hue shift it to roughly about the same thing. So let's try 56. It'll make the face sort of greenish. Okay, now V key again and Command Option again. Copy, move it over to this new area. Move it down to the bottom of the stack. Whoops. Move it to the bottom of the stack. Still did it. Bottom of the stack, there we go. And label that one 3. And now we want to do the same thing here. Background, hue shift, Command U. And I think we're about in that same range, 50, 56, 57, 58, somewhere in that neighborhood. Click on the head, do the same thing with the head. Hue shift to about 56, 57, 58. You can go a little towards blue, cyan, somewhere in that neighborhood. Great. V again. Command Option again. Copy new layer. Move it to the bottom of the stack. Label it 4. Hue shift the background. Command U again. And this one will go to, say, like, let's do about 87 there. And the head, roughly about the same thing. See what that gives us. Yeah, there you go. And that is your 10-minute Warhol. Thanks. If you have any questions regarding this or any other video, feel free to post in the comments section and I'll see if I can clarify. Also, if you have an idea or a style that you've always wanted to know how to do, drop me a line and we'll see if we can't put together a tutorial and solve your creative riddle. If this tutorial has piqued your interest in Andy Warhol, the pop art movement, or modern art, click the link below to our blog and continue your investigation into one of the most culturally influential artists of the late 20th century.